Hello, writers, and welcome to our next unit. I hope you enjoyed our Week 6 wrap-up of Wild Mind and Natalie Goldberg. If you're having issues submitting either your audio media file of you reading your essay or your assignment, please remember that you must submit them in two separate submissions. You can submit one, and when you go back in, it will ask you for a resubmission. And you can submit the other. The folder's still open if you need to post one or both of your essay number 1. All right, on to our next unit, weeks 7 through 11. We are now officially entering the Book of Joy, folks, with the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu, co-written by Douglas Abrams. This book captures the 5 days that the Dalai Lama and his friend Desmond Tutu shared time together and discussed joy in their lives and offer a framework for us to cultivate joy in our lives as well. The subtitle of this wonderful book is Lasting Happiness in a Changing World, and we are so lucky to be given this wisdom of two extremely influential human beings of our time. They help us to see the obstacles to joy, share with us some of the brain science regarding what joy looks like inside of us and what it feels like for us and ways of cultivating that as well, while also offering the 8 pillars of joy, things that are already happening in our lives that we can focus on and develop. You're scrolling down through our rainbow. We are now on purple, week 7 through 11. You can click here. Just to give you a snapshot or an overview of what this unit looks like, we begin our unit in week 7. There are 3 discussions for the opening of this book this week in week 7. As you scroll down, we have a couple discussions, 2 discussions in week 8, reflecting on obstacles to joy. We also have a self-evaluation for you to complete, reflecting on where you've been and how you've been doing regarding your study habits and your time management and all the things that make you successful in college, and also setting a goal for yourself with how to proceed with concrete changes of habit to help you feel more confident and ready to take on this semester, despite the obstacles you're encountering, turning those obstacles into opportunities. Then we move on to week 9, where we're going to be looking at the pillars of joy, the 8 pillars of joy. In one discussion, we look at the first 4, and in the other discussion, we look at the other 4 here. Moving on to week 10, we are going to celebrate with the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu and say goodbye. And we will begin our next essay number 2 on joy. And in week 11, we'll workshop our essays together in our class online on Zoom and also online in the discussion. And your essay number 2 will be due November 1st. Check your calendars. If you have a paper calendar or put one in your phone, that's a great way to reinforce when you have things that are due and to help keep you motivated and on track. As far as what's happening specifically as we open up this unit on the Book of Joy, our first discussion is the invitation to joy, and we will look at 3 different videos. There's 1, 2, 3 links. The second link, if you click on it, actually brings you to a little article on a website here, submitted on October 17th of 2016. It's a very short, beautiful little article and video of the Dalai Lama with a little snapshot of Desmond Tutu as well. So again, the first discussion, you just kind of get introduced to the guys, and make sure you're following your post prompt here, and also make sure that you respond to a classmate so you get full credit and you engage in ideas and connect. The next discussion is our actual introduction. They invite us to joy, and then they introduce the book, pages Roman numeral 9 through 24. Make sure you are using your strategies of tattooing or talking to the text and annotating as you're reading and taking notes. You're a scientist, so you can make observations. Don't forget, our framework for this class is the rhetorical framework. So we're looking at how ideas are presented and taking notes of things that we find effective as readers, so we can implement and copy and imitate those in our own writing. For this discussion, you are going to take a snapshot of your talking to the text and post that along with your paragraph. Make sure that you respond to a classmate, follow directions for that to get full credit. And the last discussion for week 7 here is jumping into day 1, the nature of true joy. We have that along with a BBC interview with the Dalai Lama. So make sure you're following the prompts for this week's discussion. If you have any questions, make sure that you go back to our homepage, look for our little question button, and click it so you can post a question here. Have a wonderful week 7 and welcome to the Book of Joy. If you still need a copy, check our local libraries. I'm sure you can find either a digital audio version of it or a physical copy. Enjoy!